Shadow Chancellor. He joins me now from Battersea. Thanks so much for joining us this lunchtime, Mr Osborne. Now, you promised power to the people, but those of us who remember the last Tory government remember 18 years of one of the most centralising governments in modern times. Why should we believe you this time?
Well, look, what we're saying is something that previous politicians haven't said, which is trust in the political system is so low and the social and economic problems facing the country is so great that government alone can't solve these problems. You know that at home, we know it, and we need to work with communities to solve some of these big problems around poverty, poor education and the like. And we need to say to people, you are the boss. If you're working in the public sector, you help run the hospital. You know as a nurse or a doctor what's right. You're professionally trained to do it. As a teacher, you help restore discipline in your classroom. Do what be what you're professionally trained to be. And the same is true if you want to set up your own business, or if you want to avoid a council tax increase coming from the council, or you want to save the post office that someone down in London has said is going to close. In other words, we're all in this together.
Well, let's go to one or two of the specifics. The idea of the local referendum, easy enough to understand, but having cooperatives of local workers take over public services, how is that going to work?
Well, if you have a local nursing group who want to get together and run nursing in their area, of course there are going to be certain national standards and they will have to conform to those, and it's publicly funded. But nevertheless, let's get nurses working together. Nurses are trained. They don't need thousands of pages of directives coming from on high from central London as they get under Gordon Brown. The
Very
same
briefly,
is true with
can
doctors and teachers.
Sorry, very briefly, can I just ask you about cuts here? Because it's the one thing neither you nor Labour have really put in your manifestos at all, and yet we know they're coming.
Well, what we've said is we are going to have to take difficult decisions. That's true whoever wins the election because of the mess that Gordon Brown made in the public finances. We've also got to avoid that jobs tax that's going to kill the recovery. And so we have set out some specific decisions, but whoever wins the election is going to have to deal with it. Isn't it better to deal with it with the British people? And can I just say one final thing? There is a chapter on the environment, so we will make sure that lady in Tynemouth reads it and she can think about her vote in the future.
OK, you got that point in. Thanks very much indeed, Mr Osborne, for joining us. Well, our political editor, Tom Bradby, he's also in Battersea. Crowded place this morning. You were at the launch, Tom, for the second day running, a manifesto launch. What do you make of this?